what did the process of actually improving your mindset and like what people describe as working on myself, like what did that look like for you?
I think you have to kind of get clear on what you truly want and like why you're doing the stuff in the first place. I think you have to be honest with yourself because at the end of the day, everyone has like intentions. Sometimes people don't realize people have other people's goals that they're striving for. Like people will be like, yeah, I want to go to uni. They don't really want to go to uni because their parents are saying you should go, so they think they want to go. And that's what happens. So people are not really clear on those goals specifically. So once you become clear on that, you just have to honestly just figure out what type of identity you want to have. Let's say like your best self, like what, how much money do you want to be making, what type of lifestyle do you want to be living, etc., etc. And then you just have to almost act like you already have that, like almost kind of like embody that, lifestyle, because it kind of sounds like woo woo, but it already exists. Like there's a lifestyle of you making the money you want to make, being in the yard parties that you want to be at, having the cars that you want to be. That reality already exists. So instead of thinking that's something that you have to like obtain, you just have to embody that you already have it. Like the types of decisions that someone like, the Antonio that's making whatever amount is making, what would he do in this situation? How would he react? How would he think? And if you embody that, it just naturally comes to you. You just have to see your end goal as something that is just gonna happen anyways. It's just unfolding. Everything around you is just unfolding around you to kind of get the goal that you're looking for. So yeah,
Be before you can become.
exactly.
Yeah, man. No, I think that's perfectly put. And again, when it comes down to the practical, like actually digesting this lesson for yourself, right? Because
Yeah.
maybe someone's heard this. It's like, how can I almost pretend to put myself in this place if it's so far away, etc. Like, how would you recommend someone actually exposing themselves to these kinds of ideas and then being able to take them on for themselves?
So the first thing you have to do is you don't have to like exposed to the whole thing. People have this misconception that, if I want to be making 100K a month, like, and my 100K a month version of me is driving a Lamborghini, I need to buy a Lambo. And it's not really how it works. You have to look at it from the perspective of the way that they think, because it's the inner that first comes first, and then everything out external comes after it. So people start thinking they need to be around a ton of external stimuli to obviously embody that type of lifestyle, but that's just not the case. You have to kind of like have that internal, and that internal is just simply the way that the person thinks. So that's the first thing they really need to dive into. So for example, if let's say, you know, you want to be making, let's say 100K a month, for example, let's say just put a random number there. You don't want to be telling yourself, oh, the 100K a month version of me already has enough money to solve this problem. They have enough money to buy this apartment. So it doesn't make sense to think like that. I'm not even there yet. You have to look at it from the perspective of like, okay, cool. If the 100K a month version of me was within my position right now, he lost everything. The 100K a month version lost everything. He's starting like where I'm starting right now. What would he do in this situation? The 100K a month version would probably look at it and be like, okay, cool, what skill sets can I learn? What can I buy here? 100K a month version of me might be like, oh, I can't buy this right now. It doesn't make sense. I need to like wait for this because I need to use the money to invest into something like that. So you have to just embody the thinking process, not necessarily the whole external stuff that goes with it. Because once you have that thinking process, everything else just unfolds behind you. So I feel like that was one thing that I always had to learn as well. I used to think, well, it doesn't make sense. 100K a month version of me would be able to pay for this problem and not have it. But 100K a month version of you, let's say they lost everything, you have to start, they still have that thought process. The mindset doesn't go away. So that's how you have to look at it.
Beautifully put. And another thing I wanted to touch on, in one of the videos that I watched of yours, you said something along the lines of you need to believe in yourself, that you can do so much more than you can even fathom,
Yeah.
and you just need to think about the goal more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd love for you to speak a bit about self-belief and,
Yeah.
The mindset you embody in the first place.
Yeah. So obviously, like I think I said before, I didn't really have much external stimuli that was telling me I couldn't do it. Like I just had one YouTube video from a guy that I wanted to be like, and he was basically saying, "Yeah, you can do it." So that was my belief. So I didn't really have any like external influences, because I would imagine people that grew up with people that are not where they want to be. They're telling them, "You can't do this, you can't do that." I didn't really have a bunch of "you can'ts" in my life. So I think I was very blessed with that. So obviously that allowed me to not really have any sort of like roadblocks between the way. But I think that focusing on the goal thing was something I started to realize, where I started to look at people that were like super successful, like, guys that, let's say in not even our fields, like just random fields, like let's say athletes or football players. A lot of the times, all they just think about is just like one thing and one thing only, just winning and just scoring. Like that's literally it. Like for example, you ask a guy like let's say Cole Palmer for example, like oh how'd you score the free kick? Oh don't know, just I thought I could score from there, so I tried it out. That's the only thing he was thinking about, just to go. He wasn't thinking about I should curve it like this, I should try this, I should try that. It's like yo, here's the target, I need to hit it. Same thing that you would tell a 6-year-old. Yo, here's the ball, there's target, go hit it. But if let's say you ask someone, no one's gonna really say, yeah, I was doing this specific strategy, I did this and then I did that and then all these things unfolded. Ask a basketball player, Stephen Curry, how'd you hit that? I just shot it and then went in. That's literally how these people think. And I started to notice these patterns and I was like, oh wow. It all just comes down to just focus, because when you focus on the goal and you just trust your natural ability, the easiest path just ends up unfolding for you. The path of what you should do and how you should get there, things just start happening for you, starts unfolding. Unless you've experienced it, it's very hard to describe it, but you just have to trust me on this one. Like it just unfolds when you focus on the goal. All you think about is just I want this thing. What's the best way to get there? I trust myself to get there because probably already got there before in a different reality or whatever you want to say for that. How am I gonna get there? And things are just gonna start unfolding for you. You'd be very shocked. So yeah.
Are you the type of person that has never felt any doubt in themselves?
No, I've never felt any doubt. I still feel like everyone feels doubt to a certain extent, but I think you have to kind of like be self-conscious and be like, is it really doubt or is it just what actually is it? Because a lot of the time it's just uncertainty. Like I think doubt and uncertainty, I don't know if I would say the exact same thing, but like uncertainty is just like, oh, I don't know if maybe this thing might work if I try it out. Like you're not aware of all the things that could potentially happen, so you're basically uncertain. But it's the same thing. Like someone can see one thing and see like uncertain. Someone can see one situation and see uncertainty. Another person can see one situation and see a lot of opportunity and a lot of potential to actually grow. So it all comes down to how you look at it, because you're always gonna feel like you don't know a lot of stuff. Like that's just how it is. You're never gonna get away from that feeling. It's always gonna be there. The only thing that has actual meaning is the emotional weight you put on it. And when you put the emotional weight of doubt and uncertainty, it's gonna feel scary. But if you put the emotional weight of no, I'm actually excited, I want to see what happens here, we're gonna do it. You get what I mean? It's like, for example, if let's say there's two kids and they're in like a haunted house, for example. Let's say one kid's super scared. He's like, yo, I don't want to go in there. It's too scary. But the other person's super excited. He's like, yeah, I want to check this out. I want to see what's in there. It's the same haunted house they're in. It's the same situation, but one person is excited, the other person is scared. So what's actually going on there? It all comes down to the perception. So doubt and uncertainty, I just think is just perception, to be honest. I don't really think it's an actual emotion. It just comes out because with that haunted house example, both people are experiencing the same thing. But why is one person excited? Why is the other person scared? Comes down to perception.